Are you going to end the game anytime soon?
No. No, I don't think I will.
Bing, bing, bong. That's the end of that.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're here still at the desk. I'm still F-Dot. He's still Allied, and we still have Luminosity versus Enemy. Game number 1 was ridiculously exciting, mainly because of how surprising it was.
Yeah, the biggest thing there was Enemy kind of showed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do actually go into this game with a pause. The unpause is out, and it looks like both teams are gearing up.
If you're just joining us, this is game number 2 of 2. Enemy has taken the first game, despite Luminosity being revered as by many people as perhaps the #1 team in North America. They're going to have to turn things around, and to do so, they've chosen some of the newer gods. Raijin makes his debut, and we're back in the middle lane with Verizial and Chaos. Yeah, and again, just talking about Enemy and how they are all rookies, we're not seeing them shy away from these fights, and that's exciting. That, you know, the story goes, Pain took 4 relatively unknown players and made it to #2 at Worlds. Can he do it again is the question we're asking over and over again, and I mean,
It's looking like it.
I want to say the body language, like the way that these guys are going into these fights, they don't seem to be afraid of the star power that Luminosity brings. Blink forward from Verizial, looking directly at that Raijin. Here's help from Vulcan. Not enough to hit the mid laner, but it does hit the support. That said, Andy, first blood going the way of Luminosity. Verizial goes a little bit too deep. Served up is Pain Devion, going to drop the ring, jumped on top. Looks like the support's going down as well. Andy ultimates and gets the kill. Underneath the tower, Chaos in some trouble. Snoopy out of nowhere on the right-hand side. 3 kills for Luminosity in 1 engagement. Fantastic.
And basically, Anister sets the pace. He's running up. He's, hey, red buff respawn. We're going to run over, invade, and look for a fight. But Jeff,
great play.
Luck, gets caged in. He's going to get blown up, and due to a mechanical error, Jeff falls down to Pain.
What a great play coming out from Pain. Catches 3 of the opponents in his ring. Unfortunately, only able to pick up 1 as Bush trades out. So Enemy finally on the board as 7 minutes has passed, and Verizial picks up 1.
Anister recognizes the situation, aggress into Enemy's jungle.
Jeff Hindla grabs the pluck. This time it's on the mark. Verizial going to be taken out by Andinsur. Luminosity now barreling and punishing in the enemy jungle. Pain to be on. Andy's here, looking for it. Chaos gets a hit on a Bush off the right-hand side. Jeff's in some trouble, and here comes Marauder, taking out the support. Barracuda's full health, so is Andy, and that's going to be enough to send Chaos packing. Marauder and Panda Cat meet up, and they're not going to push their luck too much, as Anister has been wildly successful in these engagements so far. Yeah, Vulcan's really getting there now. Level 10 on the mid laner. 1, 1, and 2 is the slash line. You can see, yes, the Doom Orb is completed. That's a stacking item. Snoopy, he's going to be stacked as well. Ultimate coming out from Vulcan, and that's the kill on to Chaos. I'm so happy to see this team performing at the level they are.
Well, it also comes into the fact that, like, we're happy to see competition amongst the lower, or what you would presume be a lower skill team.
And there's Verizial trying to make Jeff stop in his tracks. Beautiful combination with Chaos. And the 1-2 punch winds up Chaos on top of the alley-oop. Jeff Hindla going to go down for the count. So one more time, Enemy focusing the support. That's 3 deaths on the Croc. Snoopy is so deep trying to get that kill on the Chaos. Luminosity going to follow suit. Bush gets the kill onto Pain. Chaos will be safe, but the support does take a spill. So ultimately, support straightforward supports. But this is the fight, really, not just a pick. Verizial knocked up. Verizial knocked down. Barracuda on top of the enemy jungle. Fantastic, fantastic play coming out from Barra. And Marauder just barking down this tower. Love his just, he knows, go for the objective, not for the low health Bologna. After the tower's down, then I can focus you. And that's what he's going to go ahead and do.
Lots of pressure onto Snoopy, not being afraid to take this 1v1. I don't know if Snoopy can actually take the disarm is good. However, the cage even better. Forces Bologna's ult, which is going to be keeping now Marauder.
Trouble.
I don't know if he'll be able to actually get out of this one.
He will. Not enough is the ultimate out of Jeff Hindla. Verizial going to get hit and do the damage on the Jeff. Bush, however, takes out Pain as Pain finds himself a little bit too deep. Soul takes out a left-hand tower. It's definitely what Soul does well.
1v1 coming out. Panic Cat looking to aggress onto this. He doesn't have any kind of escape. He could easily get this jump in. It's good. Sanctuary even better, but Snoopy's there. He actually, I like what it is. He beats the slow, recognizing enemies coming in, and Panic Cat, instead of going for anything, he's just going to focus onto Snoopy, force his ult, and now Luminosity are on a full retreat.
Help is here. Pain to Beyond jumps right on top. Barracuda forced into Sanctuary. There's Marauder up in the big baby, looking for the kill onto Snoopy, and he finds it. Snoopy falls. Barracuda falls. Pain to Beyond still looking for more. 2 players from Luminosity underneath their tower, and that's all enemy want. They take 2 kills, and they're going to head into the jungle and look to strip whatever it is left in here away from the opponent.
And really the biggest thing there with when it comes to enemy...
4-man stun! And he's on fire, looking for more. Trying to get the kill onto the opponent, but now they've split up. Marauder looking at Boosh, he'll be flipped backwards, knocks up Andy one more time. Kali is at critical mass, but she can't seem to find her targets. 26 minutes on the clock, kills are all tied, and so is the gold. Luminosity looking to change that up as they siege a left-hand tower. Snoopy gonna be the first one to fall in this engagement. Chaos makes it known that he is dealing the damage. 9 kills on the side of enemy, but they did give up their tower, and that's a problem.
Press the advantage here. It's a 5v4. Gold Fury is available, and we might see the same thing that we've seen the past game. Now the Odin Cage is out. Looks like the target is Jeff. The Soul Reaver actually hit him. Jeff immediately taken out of the situation.
Boosh, on the other hand, stopped Mariziel in his tracks. Mesmerize used to interrupt the jump and takes him out. Panic Cat falls to his opponent, Hunter. Barracuda winds up on the top. Well played. And now enemy slinking into the middle lane, pulling forward from Andy. Triple stun isn't enough. Last time it wasn't, but this time looks much different. Sticking to Marauder. There's the ultimate underneath the tower. Doesn't matter that the health is going up, the health is going down. Andy gets the 10th, 11th kill for Luminosity.
Yeah, that was huge, recognizing, hey, this is my target. He's a big Vamana baby. He doesn't have any extra movement speed, so I'm going to stick on him until he eventually dies. Pops the ult a little bit early, but doesn't matter. The mark is more than enough as he resets the full. Chaos taken out by Annenster, and really this is the story of Kali late game. So I did have a little teddy bear, but it was like a teddy dog bear named Snoopy.
Snoopy?
Believe it or not. Yes, Snoopy, who is also playing for Luminosity.
Right now, the plays are coming out from enemy. There's the taunt. Andy already very low. That's exactly what enemy has to do if they want to succeed in this match. They need to isolate the jungler. They're still looking out for the support, and it's working! Chaos, number 12 on the board. 32 minutes. We've just passed the half-hour mark on this one, folks. The first game went to enemy. That's not a mistake. The first one went to enemy, and honestly, because of how well played it was. Enemy still playing very well in this matchup, but Luminosity really brought it back by paying very close attention to some of the objectives. And like we said, Andenser on a tear. He's 6-0-5 on this Kali, and it's getting
close to full build too.
It's tough now. Kali definitely a force to be reckoned with. Gold Fury started by the guys on Luminosity, 50%, 75. Now it's leashed. And now the damage is being dealt to the players, ultimate out of Chaos. And again, Jeff Hindla stuck in the cage.
Take out the Crocodile. Too much damage to that, however. They're forced to actually get off of him, and Chaos goes down. Panic Cat picks up Annenster, and the chase is on.
Boosh dealing the damage. Marauder forced into his ultimate. Here comes Boosh now looking at a different target. Panic Cat in some trouble. Up, down, not on the mark. It's up to Jeff Hindla. Gotta wait out the immunity. There it is. There's Snoopy with the Scourge. Pain to Beyond now surrounding Snoopy. Marauder gets the double kill. Great play out of the fresh Sololator on the side of enemy, and it's enough. Enemy will chase the opponent out. It's a 3-for-2 going in favor of enemy.
We're going 33 minutes in the game. Like, I expect this, so when I'm casting Fight Club, I expect this out of my subscribers that are a little bit lower level, you know, where it's back and forth like this, overextending, but it's an SPL game, and it's so back and forth.
Force to be reckoned with. Gold Fury started by the guys on Luminosity, 50%. 75 now. Unfortunately, Luminosity overextend. They trade a few too many in that team fight, and what that does is it opens up the door for enemy to go ahead and take the gold tree. Keep your eye on the graph, ladies and gentlemen. Tie game.
It's very rare to see a 34-minute game tied back and forth, everyone dropping their lead. And it's not even that dropping out of misplay, it's good play out of each team. And that's really the key difference of high-level Smite, each team trying their best to get the upper hand of the enemy team. And it's rare to see like such high-level coordination between 5 members to get the upper hand on the enemy team. Like it's crazy, really, what has been going on this game. And enemy, they have themselves a very slight lead, but it still can go either way.
There's some trouble right now. Again, looking at Jeff Hindla. Marauder going to be flipped very low, forced into the ultimate. There comes the cage from Odin. Marauder is still healing up. He'll likely be safe if he finds a way around the tower. He does. Pain in some trouble now, surrounded by the opponent. Snoopy, very deep, could have been met up by enemies of enemy, but that's it. Sprint popped. Andy not able to find the kill onto his aerial, and Verizial able to get out.
Yeah, we do have to jump in on Rubber Pain. Whoa!
Ouch!
With the combination of the Chaos ult forces Luminosity on the back foot, and Luminosity barely surviving that combination. The Bird Bomb on top of Vulcan ult was a little bit too much, and now enemy could find themselves doing the Fire Giant here.
And that's exactly what they'll do. Allied turns directly towards the Fire Giant. They know that they've chased out key members of Luminosity, maybe not by way of getting a kill, but just bringing them low enough. Fire Giant, 10%. Enemy take out the Fire Giant. Luminosity show up, but it's just not enough. Enemy now, it's a tie game as far as the gold is concerned. But with that Fire Giant around their waist, they're in the lead.
They give up another tier 2, and there's no way they can even hold this tier 2 on the Soul Lane side.
Yeah, just good old-fashioned typewriter action from left to mid to right. And then from here, enemy will likely look towards the Phoenix. So really making maximum use out of that Fire Giant buff. Sprint is popped. Green means go. Down goes the ring. Pain to Beyond leading the charge. Damage from Chaos a little bit off the mark, but it does hurt who it's hit. Chaos now in a little bit of trouble. Andy looking for the mage, can't find him as Marauder providing a good amount of damage, but Andy finally finds Chaos.
Yeah, the biggest thing here is now enemy. They charged a little bit too deep. The teleports out. Pain completely out of position. The blink is even better. Anister going to chase down Pain. There should be nothing Pain can do to actually get out of this. Great damage
slowed
back. Yeah, it might be enough. Nope. Stun is even better.
Look at that graph. That graph, that's how you know it's a good game. Up and down and up and down and up and down.
Yeah, it's been all over the place, and really no one has had a concrete lead for more than a minute.
Snoopy positioned on the right side, waiting for that Roma Invicta opportunity. Where's Andy? I heard the jump. There it is. Zigzag on top of the Kali Ma, and the ultimate out of Verizial.
Yeah, that might be enough. Anister, and the tick might be good enough. No, he actually chased him down. Anister could very easily turn this, but Verizial is credited with the kill, and that's a huge pick. Anister stepping way out of position, so able to take that 1v1. Serket really sets enemy up for Fire Giant.
And that's exactly what we're talking about. One person steps out of position in the wrong direction, all of a sudden you have the numbers advantage, and enemy take advantage of this one. Fire Giant down to 25%. No!
And what's crazy, notice how Luminosity don't even try to defend Fire Giant. A 4v5 scenario is so important because that one pick is all you need to turn the tides of battle in your favor. Which is why you see things like Khepri is such an auto ban in all regions, because any kind of numbers advantage that you're trying to get, Khepri stops that. So enemy now looking to siege the right Phoenix.
This didn't work the last time, but now they've got the numbers advantage, as we said. Chaos drops the ult on again. Nobody, it's gonna miss, but the damage onto the Phoenix is certainly there. Phoenix falls down. Enemy has gotten what they came for, but Luminosity want to make them pay. Left-hand side, Panda Cat gets stunned. Chaos picks up a kill, but Boosh takes out Panda Cat. It's a 1-for-1. And Luminosity lose their right-hand Phoenix.
The biggest thing there was Panda Cat was completely out of position. Don't know why he decided to walk over there. That's a bad area to be in, as his life is taken away. Now look at the respawn time, 61 seconds, and we have the engagement coming out. But Anister taking way too much damage. Snoopy taking too much damage, but Verizial is going to drop. Anister still is in his ult form, and really everyone's so low, and Bear jumps in, but he can very easily get turned on. Oh, it really depends on who decides to focus who at this point.
Snoopy takes out Chaos on the backside. Marauder takes out Barracuda. The Boosh in a lot of trouble. There's the jump. Pain gets a kill, but here comes Kali. Anister picks up Pain. Looking for more. Marauder, definitely the target of Andy, at least for the moment.
Yeah, Marauder wants it. His ability's coming up. The auto attack's good. Anister picks up the kill, and I also dig that little bit of trade because it's only Anister up. He has no way of pushing a Phoenix. Actually, I mean, he could actually push the waves to the Phoenix because no one is available. But we have 13 seconds coming up on Panda Cat. Should be up in time by the time Anister gets to the Phoenix to defend.
You're right. You used a good term. This has been an all-out brawl. I mean, just the way it's just been insane, man. Just so many kills. What are we looking at? 41 kills on the board right now? Like, these players have been going back and forth almost to an hour. An enemy, a team that, like, this is their identity. People underestimate them, and then they come out swinging.
The people have to also remember, Pain is the type of guy to kick his team off twice and still make it to Worlds. Like, he will do it again this season if people don't kind of really step up to the plate and recognize that Pain is the all-around leader.
They wanted to kick Pain.
Yeah.
Due to lack of ability. So, I mean, here, Pain's showing he knows what's going on. Chaos, unfortunately, misses one more time. Snoopy going to be forced out of the fight through to Verizio's ult. That's going to be good enough. Chaos in some trouble. Jeff Hindla not going to look towards the mid-mage as Andy changes his mind as well. So Luminosity, calculated retreat. And enemy still running away. Marauder gets plucked into the middle of everybody. Ultimate not good enough.
Snoopy auto dies. Snoopy died the last team fight, the end of the last team fight,
right.
Respawned, and then died again. And that's like 2 minutes of just kind of like, all right, guys, I'm going to get, like, you know, a drink downstairs. I'm going to use the bathroom.
Do we still have the time spent dead category? There we are. Time spent dead. 372 seconds on that Snoopy Bologna.
And this is kind of like, a lot of people harp on the Warrior meta, but in these kind of late game scenarios, you cannot be tanky enough, really. Especially with so much damage. Like, for example, Chaos's build, he does more than enough damage to blow up Snoopy in a couple of backfires. So it's crazy, but we get a pick onto Anister. Anister way too low. The ult might be enough. Boosh is credited with the kill. It wasn't a reset. Anister actually lives off of that. And yeah, enemy at a huge disadvantage going to this Fire Giant fight.
Yeah, Verizio's been a big part of these team fights up to this point. So with him down, Luminosity going to look to make some plays. Pen to Beyond going to lock Snoopy up in the cage. Here comes Marauder. Not able to find the spots. Jeff Hindla very low. Snoopy very low. Boosh at about half. Goosh doesn't really have movement ability, and Chaos takes out the mid-mage.
And the power
down goes Snoopy. And now Jeff Hindla trying to find a way out.
The power of late game Vulcan being able to take him out. Barra on the sideline, however, I'm surprised no one's even turned to Anister. Barra, they could very easily get caught out of position, and now enemy find themselves pinched here as really they're surrounded by the whole squad of Luminosity.
This is up to Panda Cat to really deal the damage, and he's just going to get the damage dealt to him. Andy credited for yet another kill. Barracuda going to chase Pain out. Marauder is in the area. He's got about half mana, full HP, so he's able to make some sort of an impact. Here he is. And he's gonna just completely turn around. Anister off of the assist from Barracuda, still chasing. Jump is strong enough, but Barracuda finds the kill onto Marauder.
That pillar was absolutely amazing. We do have the circuit ult. Might be enough. Anister might be able to live. The pull is good. The tick of poison, however, is stronger. Anister falls. But now they can't do the Fire Giant. The Fire Giant was completely reset. So I respect those suicides there out of Marauder and Verizol. A lot of people would be like, what are they doing? But that was everything from them. Luminosity could have had the Fire Giant there if they did not suicide their lives like that. I can't believe how long this game has gone so far. Really, you'd expect a more clear, decisive victor, but really the biggest thing is that it's so back and forth. Fire Giant set it up again. If he fires it from max range, he could very easily one-shot Boosh, one-shot Barra. It depends on if he recognizes the situation, if they decide to go for something. He could easily confirm the ult as he does. He's looking for it. Oh, he one-shots the Boosh! He
takes out Boosh! Chaos from a distance! Stun is good thanks to Snoopy. 2 players are stuck in the backside. Fire Giant is leashed.
Yeah, that was crazy, and that's also another benefit of Vulcan. Late game, being able to one-shot someone, completely taken out of the fight. Boosh had no idea it was coming, completely caught blindsided, and just, that was all of his health.
That was a Fire Giant going the way of Luminosity that would have given them the advantage in the next team fight. Instead, turned completely on his heels. Enemy is going to be the one sporting the Fire Giant buff this season.
God bless Chaos. 8, 7, and 7, doing tons of damage, and really, enemy with this Fire Giant, they should be able to pick up the remaining Phoenixes. Yeah, I would like to see them not kind of, because we noticed the past 2 Phoenix ties have been really, they went head over heels, dove, and they lose members for no reason. I would like to see a little bit more
There's a blink in from Verizio looking directly at Kali. Chaos not going to be on the mark with the ultimate, but the ultimate from Verizial, enough to kill Andy. That's what you were talking about, Allied. The true damage dot will actually outlast the ultimate from Kali.
Yeah, if used correctly, especially when you combo. And the thing is, Anister has to respond with that ult every single time. He has to, or else he'll die just to normal ability. So the true damage tick, especially late game, is more than enough, as looks like enemy are looking for the dive. Bera is forced to kind of defend here. Pain is looking for the dive. The cage is good. We'll see if Chaos might be able to land an ult.
Marauder on the backside, trying to really force this Phoenix. The damage coming out, not onto the Phoenix, unfortunately for enemy, but very fortunately for Luminosity. And a great defensive set, honestly, coming out from the guys on Luminosity.
I like this. No one's kind of overstepped their boundaries. They do have a pick on Anister. It's still 4v5, so enemy just keeping up the relentless aggression. Bera forced to use all of his abilities just to try to keep the wave out, but mid Phoenix goes down. They're looking over for the right Phoenix. Let's get the weakened Phoenix before Anister respawns.
That's the entire team is here. Pain to Beyond going to walk right underneath the Phoenix, trap a couple of players on in. There's the ultimate from Chaos. Again, this time it'll hit the Boosh, but he's able to provide damage from a distance. Boosh will go underneath his own fountain. Phoenix lives another day.
Right Phoenix getting sieged this time around as Marauder taking way too much damage.
He'll be able to walk out through the cage. Phoenix very low, but still Luminosity playing defense exceptionally well. Great job by the former world champions the whole time for the last 30 minutes. Once Andy really hit that critical mass, we've just seen Verizial go time and time again on top of the enemy jungler. Jeff Hindla underneath the majority of enemy, and there comes Andy from the backside, looking for the whole team, able to jump away, and Boosh takes out Marauder as Marauder goes a little bit too deep.
Yeah, Bear with the jump in. He could very easily get this turn on double jump in, and he actually gets turned on. Boosh, 1 HP yet again. Panic Cat able to turn that damage around, but he's still getting chased. He could very easily turn on them again. Depends on if his cooldowns are available.
That's even lower when Boosh got hit by Chaos.
Yeah, I mean, shout out to Soul late game. What looked like such a huge, so a big thing, it's a 4v5. Marauder's still down for like 50 seconds. And I said that he went down like 30 seconds ago. So my man he could actually go outside, do some errands, and come back and be back for his respawn timer. So the big thing here is a 4v5, and because of Panic Cat's little display right there, forces Luminosity on the defensive.
Well, Luminosity being on the offensive, and Boosh just takes out Verizial. Because of that, one goes down on the side of enemy. As Allied mentioned before, Verizial can do his laundry. He's out for 80 seconds. Luminosity, on the other hand, open the window and go directly for the Fire Giant. Uncontested. We're 63 minutes into this one, and Andy's looking to end it right here. Blink on forward, looking for the targets. Chaos gonna hit that one, but Andy dodges away. Great play by the jungler.
That could have easily killed him too.
Yes,
like late
that
game,
was a death.
That one ability was more than enough health of Anister.
It had Soul Reaver on it. Don't forget, that was a dead Kali. Andy played that very well.
And he can one-shot anybody. It doesn't have to be Anister. Anyone. Bera, for example, let's say he were to step out of lane, he would instantly die. So it's very scary, especially 6 minutes into the game, which is really no man's land. Not too many teams make it this far, especially in the SPL. Usually we have a clear, decisive winner, and really it's still anyone's game.
This is a long one, Alec.
Oh,
this might be the longest game in SPL history.
Really?
We saw a 63-minute game last season.
Notice how, like, Luminosity, they recognize it's like, well, we can't crack this egg, so we're just going to, let's back up. They probably have Netflix on the other monitor, and we're just going to wait for an opportunity.
Just put your feet up.
Yeah, I mean, like,
out.
really, you don't even have to stress this situation out. You just need one pick. One pick. It doesn't matter who it is. Tank items do not matter. All that matters is the damage items. You need to blow someone up as quickly as possible, turn into a 4v5 advantage, and then win the team fight.
You kind of see, why do we see that? Well, Panda Cat not going to see much of anything. Andy finally makes it happen, but he's down very low. Boosh is trying to stop anybody trying to chase Andy, and Marauder finds himself in trouble. Ultimate out of Chaos, not going to be enough. Snoopy, however, will go down to Verizial. 4 members on each side.
Another 1-for-1, just what we love to see. A 4v4 situation. Fire Giant still is the prize here as both teams gear up. 70 minutes in the game. Well over an hour. Just so much going on here. It's just a Fire Giant dance. The Fire Giant...
I mean, if this is the dance, I mean, they're putting on a recital. They've been dancing for 30 minutes, man. Like,
it's unfortunate because it's just the way it is, right? With the team compositions.
You say unfortunate. Like, we have watched long games that have been honestly abysmal to actually watch. This has been kind of fun because we're watching these back and forths. There is a back and forth. It's not just staring at each other and then, oops, we got a crit.
And
so
every
we win.
single team fight goes pick for pick, and
Yes.
really, it shows that like the enemy and Luminosity understand each other at the highest level of play, especially in the team fighting phase.
You know, going back to that game I was referencing before, the cognitive game was pretty much this same lineup of Luminosity. Jeff, Barra, and Andy were together. They had two different other players in the other positions, but that core was there. They ultimately wound up winning that one, so I don't know if that history of long matches will serve them well, but Chaos going to fire one over the top. Again, off the mark. Unfortunately for Enemy, their mid laner has not been able to land these ultimates, and it's making a big impact.
You can tell when SKS actually does pick up
He can hit the backfire.
Yeah, with the backfire kill, Marauder a little bit out of position, forced to run away. Shout out to Mental Discord. AoE stun more than enough to get Marauder out of a bad and hairy situation. Now in a 4v4 disadvantage, 4v5 disadvantage, Luminosity is just going to give up the Fire Giant. They might be able to contest, but even then you wouldn't take it. You wouldn't take this kind of a fight, and a lot of people don't understand this, why, like, let's say Luminosity does suicide into the Fire Giant here. They are more than willing to take a 5v5 under Phoenix this late in the game than a 4v5 under Fire Giant.
Enemy really coming to play. Very long match, 72 on the clock. Worth noting, you know, Luminosity won the longest match in SPL history, but Pain to Beyond was on the team of the second longest game. Barracuda starts the fight. Panic Cat already down. Jeff Relentless stuck in the ring with Pain to Beyond. Two supports aren't going to do much to each other, but Chaos is here as well.
And this is what I mean. They take the advantage of being under the Phoenix and immediately pick Panic Cat. I mean, look at the respawn time. It's over 100 seconds.
Enemy pushing the objectives. Mid Phoenix gonna fall down for the count. What I said before that team fight started was, you know, I said maybe Luminosity, they won the longest game in SPL history. Maybe they've got some experience on their side. The second longest game in SPL history, Pain won.
Yeah. So
Pain was on Enemy at the time.
They definitely know how to brawl, but Snoopy completely out of position even. He does all in place.
Coming from the round. Here's the pincer one more time from Luminosity. They're gonna put Enemy right in between the two of them. Snoopy on one side and the rest on the other. But it seems to have been broken up. Andy now looking for the damage out of that Odibo. Good tail whip coming out from Jeff Hindla, but Marauder picks up one. Snoopy answers. The Boosh gets two. This one looks like it's going to go the way of Luminosity for the team fight. Snoopy very low. Pain can't fight it. Pain's the only one alive for Enemy.
There's no way. The biggest thing is they're going to let Pain back. They recognize they could easily gun it for the win.
20 seconds for Panda.
Huge respawn times, and it's going to be off the back of Pain and Panda if they go for this. And the big turn of that team fight, Barracuda jumped over the blue buff, pincered Chaos, and Chaos got knocked into, you know, the three juggernauts of Luminosity. Now Right Phoenix is being sieged, and Luminosity are setting themselves up to at least win the game.
Yeah, I mean, there's 60 seconds on Chaos damage source, Verizial damage source, and Marauder, who honestly has been a huge piece of damage. You see him right there in the middle of the player damage charts. That said, Luminosity not going for the win. They take out the Phoenix, and they go ahead and retreat.
But the biggest thing here is that they haven't gotten luck with caging anyone else in. They haven't baited out any jumps.
I mean, that's the game plan. The entirety from minute 0 to
this is cheeky.
Yeah, it's just been lock the croc.
The loop, trying to find someone in the jungle, and I love this, especially this late in the game. I mean, it's 76 minutes. We're going to just walk around the jungle, catch one person, and look, Boosh has no idea. As Enemy, they might even go for the cheese win.
Ooh,
I mean...
Enemy, they're grouped up.
They could just sneak this Phoenix. I mean, this is Tom Clancy status. The teleports in, and
Marauder's going to come over here.
No way.
Here
They're
comes
actually going
Enemy.
to end?
They're going to skip the Phoenix.
Disgusting.
They're going right for the Titan. There's the Chaos
Disgusting.
Ultimate. Ladies and gentlemen, the surprise win from Enemy. Luminosity had no idea.
I'm
Enemy
done.
takes it.
I can't believe the Tom Clancy tactics actually worked.
The hunt for Red October. Enemy come up on top. That's what happens when you got no wards on the map, Luminosity. Oh, boy.
I mean, I guess the biggest thing we forgot about is how squishy the Titan is with no Phoenixes up.
I mean, that was fantastic. And again, go back to Pain to Beyond. There's no way for us to know if that was his call or not, but looking at the way that game has been played, it's been just Absolutely fantastic watching that game. You know what? Normally we show some clips. I'm too excited. We've got Pain to Beyond on the line, and right away, sure, let's do some pleasantries. Pain, how are you? How you doing, buddy?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Not too much. Sweet. Now that we got that over, who made the call to go right for the Titan?
First of all, it was Panda, because Panda always wants to fight nonstop. Like, you'll see somebody, the Phoenix, like the tank, 20% HP is by himself. There's 5 guys next to the tank, because there are 6 guys on the enemy team, of course. And then you're like, guys, I can do this. I'll solo all of them. And then he wants to go, and then... So he makes the call, and then Scream, which is Barizil, says, you know what, let's do it. Like, we can't really siege. They can't really siege. It's so hard to break their base, and it's hard for them to break our base. Let's just do it. Fuck it. So we went for it, and it worked out.
I mean, it absolutely definitely worked out. That, however, is going to conclude our broadcast for day number 1, opening day of the SPL. Tomorrow, we'll give you some European matches. My name's F. Dot. Thank you for joining us, and on behalf of Allied, Brandon, Hinduman, Adonis, and everyone else, including Peckies, thank you for joining us. Have a wonderful evening, and we'll see you tomorrow.